Hi traders, welcome to the weekly market video from Admiral Markets. My name is Chris and today's focus, taking a look at these four currency pairs. Before watching this video, be aware though that this is shown to a global audience but may not be suitable for everyone. Take a look at this link, select your country of residence and contact an appropriate entity to find out more about that and other conditions. Also, be aware that trading for exchange and global financial markets is considered high risk, may not be suitable for everyone. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. This video is for educational and informational purposes only, and by continuing watching this video, you agree with this disclaimer. Alright, let's take a look at the markets. Daily chart, and you can see the price is more or less going sideways between these two orange lines, which is a pretty tight zone for daily chart, about 160, 180 pips here from top to bottom. A couple of times breaking above, once below, but otherwise pretty flat euro dollar, pretty mild or weak price action at this moment. Now, price is about halfway that zone, so I'm in the euro dollar at the moment. There are a lot of resistance and support around it, so there's got to be something of a move down to support or a move up to resistance. There is a few trend lines here I drew, and price is getting pretty close to that. That could be already a bit of a bouncing spot here around 108.50 or else 108, which is the bottom of the orange zone here. So that could be some bounce to the upside and back to resistance like we had last week. We had actually a rejection here close to 110 as price couldn't break through that. Looking like a bit of a rising wedge actually on this 4-hour chart. Perhaps that could be a reversal signal. But I mean, considering the entire correction here, the entire sideways zone, I don't think that's really a strong signal. I would just ignore that when looking at the market. I think that if I look at this consolidation zone, I'm still a bit biased to the bullish side, to be honest. And I still see that this upside here was respected by a 61.8 fib. So I'm expecting a break above the 110 zone, above these resistances here, in fact. And I'm expecting a slow, perhaps slow, but sure move up to that 272 target at 112. That's my bias at the moment. At the moment, it's just stuck in a consolidation, so who knows. But if it breaks above that resistance, that's kind of the breakout I would be looking for to the upside. Now, if it breaks to the downside, specifically breaking this orange support, this bottom of this support zone, this sideways zone, there could be a breakout to the downside too, to the next fib, the 78.6 fib. It stopped at the 61.8. The next breakout could lead it back to a lower fib at 106.35. All right, before we dive into the other currency pairs, this is our schedule of webinars for this week. We're going to take a look at the weekly FX recap on Monday with Nenet, of course. Tuesday, Wednesday, looking at the live market, fibs and price action, for instance. And Wednesday, Nenet is going to take a look at how to defeat the gambling side of a trader. And on Thursday, together, we're going to take a look at advanced trading methods based on Fibonacci. So look forward to see you in one of these webinars and hope that you can join this week for this lineup. All right, moving on to the pound USD. It is in a great downtrend and it remains in a great downtrend. It just continues with lower lows and lower highs. Without almost pause. We had some kind of sideways zone here. That was a very nice setup for trend line and broke this trend line as well, right? That's a channel actually, and I didn't want a channel. It broke this trend line right here as well. So we had a full downtrend continuation, and this pound is really just very weak and is moving very impulsively to the downside. This 4-hour chart just shows that how strong that downside has been. It's really accelerated, and I said back a while ago when it broke this support trend line, this downtrend really needs a break of the support line before it can accelerate. And it broke, and boy, did it accelerate, right? So that was a beautiful, beautiful downside and still lasting, because if you look at the daily candle, still very strong. If you look at the weekly candle, still very strong. There's no signs of any exhaustion so far, in my opinion. So obviously this trend is not going to last forever. But so far, I don't see any spot that it is showing any significant turnaround or reversal chances. One of the things that could happen, of course, is the psychological 140 level or the minus 272 target at 138.50. We're talking about 30s already, as you can see here. We're into 40s, low 40s. And this is all the way, of course, falling from 152.50. So it's about 1,000 pips already in the last few weeks. So what else is left? Well, I think that some downside is still remaining. It's maybe hard to believe, but just this such a well-formed downtrend. What I'm looking for actually is on the hourly chart price to get up to the 38.2 fib. That would be sweet. or even the 50 would be even better, obviously. There's a little bit of a resistance zone up in here. And any of these 3 fibs, I think, could be very interesting levels for another short, another move down. This could be another lower high, and price could turn around there and target and fall down to these fib targets. Will it get up that high? Will it retrace that high? I have no idea. Might not. It might. I will wait for that retracement back to the trend line as well. Will be a nice confluence for a short. Will it do that? I really don't know. If the price just continues and hits this target, then I will be a bit more cautious and would like to still see retracement up to that probably the previous resistance up in here at the very minimum. So I'm looking for a pullback clearly on the pound USD. We've gone to the daily, the daily chart of the dollar yen. I'm less interested in this one actually. So far, pound USD definitely the most interesting. Dollar yen did break this long-term purple trend line. And you can see that on the weekly chart. Big support trend line. That's broken. And once that's broken, that was a neckline of this potential head and shoulders here. So with that break, there could be a bigger retracement or a pretty substantial sideways consolidation occurring at this moment. And the break did happen pretty fast, but price is now at the bottom of that basically support level here. You can see a couple of support levels from the past. So yes, support trend line broken, but horizontal support still in play, and therefore I'm a bit cautious. I think that this could be a bouncing spot and a hook back to one of these fibs before price might turn around at those fibs. And there's a trend line here, of course, that could act as resistance as well, like this. That's pretty far from here. In any case, I'm looking for a break below that support or a bounce as a hook back for more downside, probably, right? Because of the break of this support trend line, and it's a strong trend line, the move up could just be a hook back. All in all, I don't see many trades at the moment. I'm just watching and keeping an eye on it. I like the pound USD more. AUDUSD is a bit different. Good downtrend. We got a break of this triangle, strong break of this triangle, and I don't see necessarily any support levels on daily charts here. We've got to get all the way up to a monthly chart before we see some kind of support down in here at probably 060, close to 060. And well, we could even put a line here. But those are still levels that are very far away. There's a high here. Price is about right there, actually. Those could be support levels to reckon with. But otherwise, a strong downtrend, strong bearish candles if you look at the weekly, and strong daily candles. The only thing that's a bit worrying, perhaps, is there's divergence on the 4-hour chart. So it could be a bit of a zigzag here before the downtrend continues. Yes. Interested, in fact, in waiting for price to get up to the minus 272 target at 69.50 or 69.90. Those could be nice turning spots here for the downtrend to continue. And I'm looking for a bit of a pullback here as well on the Aussie. And could that happen? Well, we do already see some impulse here. So that could be a zigzag that brings price up to that level. I'm not interested in trading it necessarily to the upside because the trend is strong to the downside. And primarily actually more interested in finding shorts at a bit higher price. So that's my view. Let's see, if that turns out. Definitely we'll also be looking for some price action signals at these levels. I'm not just going to short right there. I'm going to look for some pin bars on hourly 4-hour chart before potentially taking that trade there on the downside. That wraps up this video, but hope to see you in the upcoming webinars. Take a look at Admiral Markets in the social media, but also on the website. A lot of content being produced on a daily basis, so I'm sure you'll find something interesting there. Wish you all good trading and a great week. Cheers.